Hi friends, today I have the honor of introducing to you Dr. Sameer Manchanda. He has a rank of 16th rank in June 2020 PGI Chandigarh, and considering that PGI is one of the most sought after institute in the country for doing post graduation along with AIMS, I think it is a significant achievement. And Sameer has been a dance foundation course student, and entire dance team and dance faculty members are very proud of his achievement. So Sameer, how are you feeling today after the result?
Just, I'm feeling great, sir. I'm very happy. I'm very
And
happy to be giving this interview.
And when you saw your name in the list, how does that feeling? What was that feeling for the first time?
Stunned actually, but I was expecting a good rank because I felt like I had given a good paper. But first go, you don't really you get a feeling of derealization कि यार शायद नहीं हुआ. But वो सामने था तो हो ही गया था. And to be very honest, my mother was much more happier, much more emotional than me. I was with my mother only. So yeah.
आई थिंक पेरेंट्स के लिए भी एक बहुत ही एक ऐसा लैंडमार्क दिन है. इट्स ओवरवेलमिंग डे फॉर देम एज वेल. एंड
Yeah.
आई थिंक बेटा मुझे बता, जैसे व्हेन यू गेव द पेपर and after the paper you had an idea that वो paper has gone well. So
जी
can
सर.
you tell how many questions did you attempt? What was your like strength in the paper, and what made you think that you have done well, like that will help the other candidates also plan the exam properly.
Sir, I had attempted 245 out of 250 questions. So one thing that I realized by doing the previous years was that I that I saw a lot of videos and I saw the analysis of different teachers. And at the end, I realized, and also solving the PJ previous year questions. At the end, I realized that it shouldn't be a one sentence or a basic guideline that you have to attempt only the correct ones, which you are totally confident of. I felt that every question should be attempted in a very fresh manner. Like every option should be read in a very fresh manner, uh, because it's a very. I felt that's my reading that it's a very heterogeneous paper. Somewhere there is only one correct, somewhere there are four correct. So having a basic idea that at least two or three must be correct, that can be very misleading. And not going a little bit towards risky behavior, like you should not attempt too much. I felt that is not the way to score a good rank. I did a little bit when I was like 60-70% sure about an option. I gave it a go. Let's mark it. And mostly that I've already said that attempt every question in a fresh manner, not thinking about anything कि यार नेगेटिव का इसमें बहुत ज्यादा रहता है तो नेगेटिव से मेरे को बचना है. नहीं, थोड़ा तो रिस्क लेना ही पड़ेगा because the course is so vast that you can't be really sure, and so you have to take a few guesses. And I attribute a lot of things that contribute to the rank. A major factor would be for me luck. So you have to give a go to for your luck.
And I feel what you said is absolutely correct. That many people, what happens in PJ exam, they go with a preset mind. Okay, this is what I have to attempt. But what I feel is that you should play every ball on its merit. Like you should play every of the 1250 decisions that you have to take on its merit. And there has to be an element of taking a bet on your gut feeling sometimes. So it
Yes,
should
sir.
not be a blind guess. It should not be a blind guess. But if you're 60-70% sure, you should do it. That is
Yes,
the
sir.
truth of
Definitely.
competitive exams. I think competitive exams, they require a little bit of play with the 60-70% commitment that you have, and you should commit to the answer, I think.
Exactly, sir.
And
Exactly. Totally agree with you, sir.
yeah. And Sameer, it is such a pleasure to know that you have been a dance foundation course student. So when you joined us in your third year, I think in the beginning of your third year in dance,
Seventh semester, sir.
what was your experience at that time? Like, that probably was the initial experience that you had with the like how competition is going to happen, and what is because till that time the euphoria of PMT is just settled in, and now you get to know another exam is going to happen. What was the experience at that time?
Sir, first of all, the mindset with which I joined was a very weak mindset, like weak in terms of कि rank लाना है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था क्योंकि college में I could not really focus. So my goal or my thinking for joining DAMS was कि I should be able to understand the subject. Rank का third year में, sir, I didn't think of anything. Like I didn't think कि rank लाना है या फिर पढ़ना है उसके according पढ़ना है. And often I used to leave the memory based things and just focus on concept, just give it a read. That was the basic attitude for the foundation courses, and experience was really nice. And to name the subject that really that I found really helpful were radiology, obs-gynae beginning to end, like Deepthi Val ma'am बस खत्म. और उसके बाद सर like word to word मुझे याद हो गए उनके नोट्स. इसके बाद ये लिखा है, इसके बाद ये लिखा है, तो स्टार्टिंग से एंड तक वही पढ़ा और कुछ पढ़ा नहीं, और आता भी वहीं से है. तो and next orthopedics I couldn't make notes, but the classes were really enjoyable, and ENT was nice. सर ने अच्छा पढ़ाया था बहुत, and yeah, first year second year I couldn't really follow, but final year I found it really helpful also for my profs and for competitive exams.
And do you think that foundation course also helps in the college professional exams?
Of course, sir. Definitely. If you feel that you have been weak in studies and couldn't really grasp, because the college life is a little bit fast paced. If you are if you learn when you are on your toes, like if you can do that, then college learning will be best. But if you're more like sit and read type, then of course the foundation courses will help. For me, it really helped.
And Samir, I also want to know from you, like, when you look back today and, you have been a high achiever and you've gotten such a great rank in PJ exam, what makes you the high achiever that you are? Like, when you're now, as a third person, if you kind of think about it, like, what is the thing that you're doing right and that makes you the high achiever that you are?
Like one basic thing that I realize often with me was that I mostly focus on the very, very basic things. And also for the seemingly complicated things, and I really feel that things are really not that complicated. I have a very uh, like obsessive tendency. I should call it obsessive only because I tend to simplify everything. Like it's kind of a passion for me to simplify things, and then like for everything there is kind of a central thread which around which things revolve, and facts and all, they make a sense. So simplification is kind of my strength. I make things very simple, and I really love to teach. I often taught my colleagues and my flatmates. I used to really enjoy teaching them because I found that by teaching I actually learned a lot, and while teaching I found that where my lapses are, because once we have read it we feel, oh, we know it, but actually there is a lot of things that we actually don't know, and we have a lot of lapses even after like 10 readings because subject is vast. And yeah, so teaching, simplification, these are my strengths, I would say.
Yeah, actually, I understand what you're saying, because when we have to teach somebody, we have to understand first. And when we try to teach, at that time, the lacunae in our understanding, they get exposed. So then we seek more answers, go back to the resources, go back to the notes and the books, then we try to understand more. And to explain it to other person, we need to simplify things. And
Yes,
when we
sir.
are trying to simplify for other, it also becomes clear to us. And then that is where, I think they say teachers are also learning and all that thing that happens. Because
Yes,
I
sir.
can hear it, because as a teacher now, I know what you're saying, because I experienced this many times during teaching. Like a student would ask a question, then I'll look back and try to understand. Then I try to explain it to him in his own words. And
Yes,
during
sir.
that process, it also reveals to me. And I think medical science is such a deep science and such a vast science actually that you can actually keep learning for a lifetime.
Yes, sir. Definitely. And I actually enjoyed learning every subject, like from anatomy to biochemistry to clinics, and that's a kind of a shortcoming for me also, because I find it really hard to choose a subject. I kind of narrowed it down to PEDS, and I have actually like PEDS final sahi hai, but still there is some chance that I might wander off somewhere. But I really enjoy every subject, even PSM, which are usually like not so light subjects.
Now, I think the beauty of it is that what I've seen is that the high achievers like you usually enjoy medicine, and when you enjoy medicine, you enjoy giving exams. The results automatically come actually. So it is like more about enjoying the journey rather than seeking destination all the time. And
Exactly, sir.
you've already told us that you are seeking to join pediatrics.
Yes, sir.
What attracts you to pediatrics? Like, do you?
Sir, the first credit for making me attracted towards the branch would be the Department of AIMS, which is like, which focuses on undergraduates, and we have seen how they treat patients. We have seen how well they focus on academics. So I think the major role was that only that we got involved with the department, and I like kids.
I think those are the right reasons to go for pediatrics. And I wish and pray that you get the branch of your choice in the place of your choice. And
Thank you so much, sir.
on this note, I would now ask you to give a final message for the future aspirants.
Okay. Um, like I've already said this, but I would just like to reiterate that thing. Like simplify it, because and read it in a in an enjoyable manner. Like see the application of that thing, the implications of those things, even when you're reading the basic subjects. Giving it a reading and solving MCQs would be kind of boring. So just try to see the implications, try to see कि हाँ patient ऐसे आएगा, and real life scenarios. Though in reality they wouldn't be like that, but it kind of makes things interesting. So simplification, imagination, and seeing the implications of even the basic subject. Next to obviously you will imagine, because without imagination you cannot read the clinical subject. So simplification, imagination. Yeah.
And I think, Samir has brought up some very valid points. Read to understand rather than read to, mug up and only just do blindly MCQs. Read to understand, try to understand why of it, the implications of it. And when you visualize something, this is what I totally believe, and I'm so happy to have it from a youngster. And I totally believe when we visualize a concept and when we simplify it, when we explain it to others, our own understanding also improves and we start enjoying it. And what I like about him is that what he said about imagine, because I think imagination as a intellectual trait, many people don't understand, but imagination is very important. You need to imagine, because sometimes when you read in the book, especially in basic sciences, if you don't imagine side by side, that picture will not be created. And if you don't
Yes,
create
sir.
a picture, you will not be able to, I don't know about the exam, but you have to enjoy medicine per se. I think Samir has given us a very good insight into it. And were you enjoying giving the PGI exam also? Just a thought came in my mind.
Well,
Giving that.
actually, no. Actually, no. That in the real time, I was like fighting with the time mostly, because
Hmm.
it's like read and mark, read and mark, read and mark. There is like I don't really remember what I was feeling, but I definitely remember one thing, and that is I was constantly keeping time in my only one thing, only two things basically: the questions and the time. So every 30 minutes I would say, ki, yeah, I have to attempt like 40, 50 questions. I made a target of like 50 questions in 30 minutes. And yeah, if I could just add a little more thing towards when I'm giving the message to the future aspirants, like my strategy used to be, which this part is not really applicable for PGI, but for other exams, some people might find it really helpful. Is that I always do the question papers in layers. Like first go, I would do like some 100 questions only, and those would be the ones like I know like on the top of my head. I don't have to think. And secondly, I would give it a second go. Even though in the first reading I would like if I know that हाँ ये पढ़ा हुआ है, जैसे कि वॉलनबर्ग पे एक क्वेश्चन आया था एम्स में, बट यार वो याद नहीं आ रहा था एकदम. So I and so I left it immediately. Like don't waste time on it. And secondly, if I see a lengthy question, I know that the examiner has a tendency to first confuse you and then he asks a simple question. So if you don't have that cool mindset, you're likely to get misguided in the options or in the sentences of the question. So lengthy questions, seemingly those questions of which you have to give it some thought, I leave them in the first row. So I end up doing like 100 questions in half the time. So then I go give the second reading. Then I do like which I can really do. I know it. Then my confidence level rises. When my confidence level rises, I can even do those questions which I sometimes I don't even have a clue about, because you're cool and you're very confident कि हाँ यार मोटा मोटा तो हो ही गया, बाकी देख लेंगे. बाकी you are building your rank. You don't build your rank in the first row and the second row. That's third and fourth row. But PGI में you cannot really do that. But I still attempted that. I did like 220 questions in the first row. जो मुझे लग रहा था कि this subject, this question I don't know. First word options I don't know this. I left it. I could give 2 readings for that. I still applied it in PGI, but not really applicable in PGI. But other exams, I think it can be really helpful for the future aspirants.
I think it might be slightly tricky for PGI because PGI में time management sometimes becomes very tricky because the number of decision points are too many actually.
Yes,
because it is
yes,
just a question, each choice you have to decide on. But I
Yes,
like the idea that you take on the tough questions when you are a little settled into the paper.
exactly.
So that helps you. I think that sounds like a good idea.
In PMT also, I always did physics in last, bio first, chemistry second, physics last.
Yeah. You build on the confidence, I think, so that some things that you can do on this final level, you do them first, and then you gradually go on to the other levels.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sounds like a plan for future aspirants, and I think many aspirants can benefit from your idea. And I would advise all the future aspirants who are listening to us that whenever you hear a topper give you an idea or a strategy, do try it on a grand test or a mock test before you do that on the real exam. Because every technique, every style has to match the person that you are. So it's always a good idea to try ideas and then finalize and see what works best for you, and then consistently use that there onwards. On this note, Samir, I would like to once again congratulate you on your achievement and convey my
Thank you so
regards
much,
to
sir.
your parents as well. I wish you all the
Thank
best.
you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless.